selling for $95, mind you, a pair of jeans that look like they're about ankle length, and there's a clear plastic panel over each knee that's about 12 inches by 4 inches across, and they're called clear knee mom jeans.
Wow.
Just laugh. Well, I'm still laughing. And then, of course, my friend who found them, I'm like, how did these run across your eyeballs to begin with? And, of course, I got more smart remarks, so I have no idea, but it's been shared several times.
Is it supposed to be so that you can, let's see, things you can do on your knees?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's clear because
they're the ugliest damn things I think I've ever seen.
So does the clear go over the denim, or is it showing the skin through?
It's showing the knee. I mean, this reminds me. And then,
so it's like it's a knee window in your pants.
Now, we've attempted to sell clear vinyl lingerie before, and it just really did not sell. And then there was the time when they were actually just selling elastic bands that you could put around your waist and your legs to make it look like the edge of underwear. I'm like, are you serious? I flipped through this catalog and it was there. They were selling like a set of three pieces of elastic. So you could pretend it was...
For those who want the panty lines without the panties.
So, I mean, really, that exists. I don't know if it still exists, but it did exist. Mm-hmm. And there's been, we've had, vinyl clear, I've seen vinyl bustiers and stuff like that, but you need $95 too.
Oh my God.
I have to admit, when these go on clearance for like $20, some people may get some anonymous jeans in the mail just for the entertainment value of it.
And what makes it a mom jean?
High-waisted. In other words, normal-waisted now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. I did not know that. Yep. I did not know that.
Okay. Unless I feel like high-waisted, depending on the buttons. If it's high-waisted and has like 2 to 4 buttons, maybe
like
each on one side, then suddenly it's awesome vintage retro. But if it's high-waisted and only one button, then you got old mom jeans.
Well, if you look at if you're flipping around and you see, the old 70s sitcoms and you look at the pants, like One Day at a Time, I flipped by, oh my God, the waist of their pants was like in their armpits.
Well, I mean,
and it's not attractive. And they were thin people. They were not fat.
No, as early as 15 years ago, because that's when I got 20 years ago, when I got my first tattoo, jeans were higher. Because I had no idea that as they're known, I didn't know, tramp stamp was ever going to be visible to anybody else. But then jeans lowered like 4 inches, like the year later. And I'm like, suddenly my tattoo is for everyone. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, well, I don't care, but I just thought it was fat, but it really wasn't that long ago. And I like the fact that they're at least coming up. I would like to be able to bend over and not show off half my ass. That's all. I'm not looking for stuff to, like I said, to come up under the boobs. I just want to be able to bend over or squat, anything.
That seems reasonable.
And have them stay up. Because if they don't come up a little bit, at least over your hips, they just slide right the hell off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm confused by pants.
As am I. Mm-hmm. As am I.
Yep.
Wedding proposals, in the tradition of grand gestures are fun. I don't know anybody that's had a really spectacular one, but you read about them occasionally in the news.
And they run across once again your social media feed of some song and dance number in a gym somewhere or stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my God, okay.
Have fun living up to that for the rest of your life.
This poor guy named Daryl Hamilton Jr. decided to take his girlfriend, Rihanna Lopez, up on an airplane flight to see the early blossoms of the fruit trees in California, where that is situated. Mm-hmm. And they were up there and just having, great old time. And it's all being filmed because he's a video editor for a TV station. Mm-hmm. So he's got the gear hooked up. And everything's great until he pops the question and then starts violently hurling from air sickness, like instantaneously. And it is all on film. And she is like, oh my God. And she starts to, deal with him barfing. And then it's like, oh, right. Yeah. Okay. But now they're dealing with puke. And the whole thing.
I'm just really glad. It sounds like she's got a pretty good iron stomach because that would have triggered me. If someone, because he's obviously right in front of her, probably barfed on her.
Oh, I'm sure.
I would have been.
Yeah.
That would have, it would have been right to dry heaves in about 5 minutes.
Well, so he's a keeper. And she's a keeper.
Well, there was no celebratory kiss. There was hand kissing because, somebody had like chunks still hanging out. Poor dude. And it's viral, of course.
Well, I mean, obviously he doesn't care because the person, he had to release it. I mean, it's not like somebody, it's not like.
And I guess she said yes. So
yeah, she did.
That's good.
She did. She does. She actually, when you see the picture, the barf part was a little too much for me, but she's adorable. And she just looks like a sweet person, I mean, she just, cute couple, wish them the best. I think that when something really bizarre like that happens, I almost think it's like a good omen instead of a bad one. I think
that's it. I mean, that was insanely gross and they dealt with it and awkward and everything. And they went,
and now it's on
just
TV.
Worked out okay.
Yeah, awesome. Guys, we've talked about this. This is, but it's gotten weirder since the first time. And I'm pretty sure, I'm glad you're here, Megan, because I think we talked about this on a show that you were on in the past. So, you know how we've talked about different toys that are super high tech that you can plug into computers that have wireless technology and you can do long distance sort of things?
Yeah, our WeVibe is that way, and there's a couple of that we carry online only. The sound ones. Why am I blanking on the name?
Are they by Lush? Because this article features Lush. Okay, so this is a new app, and it's the Ocast, and it's a digital marketplace that allows people to upload simulated oral sex sessions that can be downloaded onto a vibrator via Bluetooth.
I mean, a vibrator or a masturbator? I mean, it's like
a vibrator, it says. So they're calling this the iTunes for oral sex. So people there's this app on your phone. So you go on there and you do your best version of whatever it is you're going to do. And the phone records it, on this app, like the touch screen of your phone. So now you're licking your phone, which, oh my God, where has that been? Okay, you want to clean the screen, but you do your little thing on this app with your tongue on your phone. Then the patterns get uploaded to this thing called Ocast. And then people have this library to go choose from, and they can download these different ones that they come up with clever names for, and then put it onto your vibrator, and you get this person's repertoire. Do you get it? Megan's looking at me. What is that face? What?
I'm just, there was like a week or two, the video going around of the man who was licking his phone that was fake.
This is new. This is the company Cam Soda, and they're an adult, you've heard of them. They're an adult entertainment site. They've got their, a bunch of professional, adult film people and models that are testing this out. And I've got a quote. They said, gosh, when we find a good one that are so rare, I'm going to call back and re-download his particular app. So they're also giving you a chance to be evaluated by the pros.
So your vibrator vibrates in the pattern that they licked
or the phone.
I like the phone.
Yeah. Got it?
But there's more than licking. I mean, sorry.
Sure.
Megan's not buying this shit. Well, I
know that there's been some patterns and stuff to things that you put your penis in. And then I know people can program different vibrations into something, but I don't know how you translate licking
to a vibration.
Right. I also don't get the point because licking is external generally, and the vibration is internal. Unless
it's like a little bullet vibe, which you're holding with your hand.
Right.
It could be. And there, it doesn't say which model to use. It just says a vibrator, but I think that's what it is. Because it's definitely a rhythmic thing. It's that they're touting this as. But you're right, to be skeptical, and who better than you to come in and break this down? Maybe Liz.
Yeah,
but Colleen's still...
No, I mean,
I guess I don't understand. I mean, pretty much every toy, 8 out of 10 toys come with pulsation patterns.
Yeah.
I don't need your random internet dude.
I don't how need gross to think about that too.
Right.
There's something invasive about that now that I think about it. I had to read this thing 3 times last night. I'm like, what?
It shouldn't be that difficult to understand a sex toy.
Right. Damn it. You're getting off to relax.
just not.
That is true.
I mean, I understand. Some people like a slower pattern of the vibrations. Some people, like a faster or an uneven one. Some people like even. But like I said, we have toys that have all of this stuff that you can,
You must get something out of it as the licker, like. Ooh, my lick session has been downloaded 1,000 times. I must be hot shit. Like, you must get some kind of personal validation out of that. But I don't know. I guess maybe they'll just team up with that orgasm sound library.
Yeah.
They can just really go
iTunes for
town.
sex is what this is supposed to be. We'll see. We'll see how they do. So you've all heard the disclaimers on the Cialis and Viagra commercials. Be sure to seek medical attention for erections lasting longer than 4 hours, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. British porn star had to quit the industry after becoming addicted to ED meds and suffering erections lasting up to 12 hours.
Preapsin? I never can pronounce that word. But yeah, that you can do a severe damage to your penis, destroying the blood vessels and the valves and everything in it. That would be, they're not. These drugs are not without major risks. But I can
Priapism.
Yep, it's
Priapism.
hard. Yeah, it's hard
That's
for me
exactly
to
right. Yeah, yeah. Priapism. Kid known as Danny Wilde in 600 scenes over 10 years. He retired under medical advice, and he said he used 4 times the recommended amount in one case. 12-hour erection. After the 3rd time of having to go to the hospital, a doctor said if I kept using those drugs, I could cause serious long-term damage and then be permanently impotent.
Well, just that makes sense because we get that a lot with the pills. Like we have a lot of pills. They're like 72-hour pills. They stay in your system 72 hours. You do not have a hard-on for 72 hours. That means during that 72-hour window, it is much easier for you to achieve an erection. Not that you have an erection
For
the
72.
entire time. So that makes sense if he took 4 times the recommended dose. Because I was like, wait, pills don't work that way. But I mean, anything if you abuse it,
Yeah.
I mean, if he's taking them to perform on film, I mean, so obviously, old school guys did not need this,
right?
Well, he started getting paranoid and using them even in his personal life. Like it overtook, just like so many things do.
It's an addiction.
Yeah,
I have found that a lot. There's a lot of people that come in and buy pills where I'm like, I'm very surprised that you need pills. Do you, I think there's a lot where it's not necessarily something like they don't have an issue with erectile dysfunction, but they feel like, oh, but if it makes my, penis stronger or bigger, then it's great.
No. Speaking of bionic penises, better, faster, stronger, we have an update to 2 stories that we have covered here on the Great Northern Sex Cast. So remember about a year or so ago when that poor gentleman who, he's like 30, finally got a bionic functioning penis after he'd been dragged as a child. Awful, awful accident when he was a kid. And he, was able to have sex the first time. Okay, so just set him aside for just a moment. And then do you also remember the Italian model who promised to perform sex acts on all the voters who supported or voted against this one referendum? Remember that? Yeah. Paola Solino. Well, she's been under 1,000, but she's working on it. She's suffering a little exhaustion, but she's forging ahead. She discovered this guy's story and said it would be great if she could put her skills to use on Mohammed Abad. And that was the gentleman who had, and this thing was over $100,000, this member that he's being able to use. So she said it might be bigger and better than the average penis and they could have a really fun experience. So she's going to be on her X-rated tour in the UK and she will be looking for him. Thoughts, ladies?
Good.
She didn't have enough publicity from promising hundreds of thousands of blowjobs. She had to glom onto this guy.
I guess so.
I think she's much more of an attention fiend than she believes in anything else. Because I think she was getting plenty of airtime for her original stunt.
Right. And it was blowjobs that she was doing, right?
Yeah.
Not actual sex.
And hand jobs.